Greetings and welcome to this week's magical message. I pray you all have gotten off to a wonderful start in your week, and I really hope that you're all looking forward to some really insightful and prosperous information coming through for this week. And just in terms of the magic and the energy that's available to us, we're going to go ahead and get started with our overview. But before we do, make sure that you hit that like button and subscribe so that every time I post a video for the week, you have the ability to tune in. Thank you for your support and liking the video. If you feel so led to, leave a comment. All of my contact information is in the description as well. So if you'd like to send something more personal or book a reading, that information will be there. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and move into the description of our overview. We have the 10 of coins and the 5 of baskets. So this energy overall is talking about a graduation. There's a shift, there's a change that's taking place. Now, you could have been in a situation where maybe on the high end, you have just come into this new relationship with the material world, with your finances, with things that are of value. You could be understanding things around lineage and legacy and what it is that you want to leave behind. Maybe there have been some things to come out, some things that have shifted or changed about your family's legacy. Maybe there's some information around the family, some things that changes how you look at the value that's present. But in addition to it, there's also just this shift, this energetic shift around your finances, which is going to end up turning into a physical manifestation as we move further into the week. But there is a shift, there's a change in your relationship. There's also this energy of roads being open. The path having been removed of all obstacles, you having the ability to really believe in yourself, to see the other end, right? To see the light at the end of the tunnel. You can see your direction. You're no longer kind of confused and trying to figure out what's going on. You're not necessarily in a space where you're still recovering from whatever may have caused this 5 of baskets energy. You're in a space where there's clarity. And then you also have this energy that is giving back what is due, giving back what is owed in the midst of this transformation. So this is something that's been worked for. This is not something that's just all of a sudden happened. This is something that's been taking place over a period of time. But I also feel like there are some people who have experienced some losses financially where maybe it shifted how you felt about yourself, the value that you gave yourself, the way that you interacted with the world around you, and the things that you felt were really and truly available to you. But there's a shift coming in this week. There's a shift coming in. So expect some really good news. Expect for you to have the resources and the finances that you need for you to also, there could be some job related things taking place this week. Some things that either you have some more opportunities, some new opportunities coming up. Maybe you're having success in your business. There's expansion. Maybe you're bringing in more clientele. Maybe you are in a space where, maybe you have shifted how you're doing your business a little bit, and that was what sparked this energy, right? But you're going to feel called to do it. This doesn't feel like something you have to try to figure out. This is something that you're naturally called to do. And this is something that's been coming for a minute. You've been working towards this. You've been being patient. You've been putting in the diligent time. But it's coming in quick. It's coming in fast. It's coming in without the hang-ups and the stuff getting in the way. And it's also coming wielding this energy of truth. So expect for some more truths to be revealed. Truths about yourself, truths about your money, truths about your values, and then also those around you and where they are at with the value that is being accumulated, right? And whether or not they are someone that can be in your life because they actually can support this accumulation of wealth on many different levels. And whether or not, or I should say, or whether or not they're someone who you realize is not being in a space of, or cannot stand in a space of support and love and honoring and integrity. Someone who can celebrate you and at the same time still love and care about them without it taking anything away from them. Being able to see how releasing and letting go of the old and what no longer serves you serves the collective, right? So remembering that whenever we sow one seed, right, we're just not, it's not just something beautiful happening with that one seed. That one seed and its growth is going to affect everything around it. And so you think about, okay, I'm planting this seed, but what I'm doing is I'm affecting this community. And so thinking in bigger ways, how it is that you impact, how it is that you share your value, what is important to you. So that is the overview for this week. Now, as we move into the beginning of the week, this is Sunday, Monday, early Tuesday kind of energy. We have the Ancestors card, and the Ancestors came through very powerfully. This is also the Death card. So there is, once again, this transformation. We're beginning this week with this initial transformation, with the transformation that has come with some real intention, some real work behind it. This is something that just sprung up on you. This is not something that just all of a sudden happened, right? Right now, we're looking at stuff that has accumulated. This change has been worked for. There has been life lived, right, that led to this transformation. But there's this energy of honoring the way that the ancestors have asked for you to move forward. So this could be, you could find yourself kind of dipping into tradition a little bit this week. You could find yourself in a space where you are maybe, perhaps you're taking part in some process, or you are wanting to get something done. And so your ancestors are like, allow us to guide, allow us to support you, allow us to lead you into the places where you have never been, so that you can receive what you have not received yet, what you have never experienced yet. This is not a place for you to try to take control of the reins. Allow for the work to be led, right? Allow for yourself to be led. And in this energy, in you allowing for that flow to take place, what you're naturally going to end up doing is you're going to have all the pieces come together for the work that's necessary to accomplish the goal, to get the victory that you are desiring, to overcome anything that may be standing in your way, anything that could possibly stand in your way. You have the ability now, the pieces together, to be able to actually see and experience that achievement. But there's this energy of making sure that you're honoring those ancestors. So again, you may be doing some things that are more traditional family-wise. You may be doing some things that are that help you to connect with your roots, that allow you to relax and allow for yourself to be led. Even if your ancestors move through the physical people that are around you, maybe you're taking advice from someone that you would not have normally taken advice from. Maybe you stop to talk to someone who you would not have normally talked to. And now all of a sudden you've gotten more clarity on how you need to move or what you need to do that you would not have gotten otherwise, right? Because sometimes we are the students. Sometimes we have to accept that we are in a learning position, and our elders, those that have come before us, have more insight. And sometimes it's not something that either they need to or have to or even can explain. Sometimes we just have to be willing to listen and to follow the instruction that we're given. So ensure during the middle of the week that you are tuning in, that you are making sure that you're grounded, that you're listening. There is shifting and changing that's coming. I feel like there's some excitement in the energy. So just support that by being grounded, by standing in integrity with yourself, by doing the little things you need to take care of yourself, and allow for the rest of it to unfold, right? And then we move into the middle of the week. We have the big house. Now, different from the ancestors in that death card, this transformation is quick. It can be like night and day, right? It can be huge, massive change all over the place, right? And you have this energy of things also coming together, whether it is you finally being able to see the truth that is present in a way that brings things together for you, that allows you to no longer dwell on what ifs or, what could have been, but you're really looking at the reality of what this particular thing is, whether it's positive or negative. But this could also be an energy of someone else looking in at you now, realizing that what they thought may have been a burning ship is not that at all. What what they may have expected, whatever downfall they may have expected, that's not what it is. That's not the truth of what it is. And things are coming together. It literally feels like a stitch that's coming together to pull two different sides of the fabric together. Right. So there's this energy of this give and take, but there is financial flow during the middle of the week. There is relational flow, right? And the wealth that comes when you are in communion with those who are older than you, who are wiser than you, who are smarter than you, and the growth that takes place. So be on the lookout for some lessons and some wisdom that's given to you during the middle of the week. And really just overall throughout the week, because we started with the beginning of the week, we're now in the middle of the week, and that same message of this wisdom and tuning in, paying attention to the gifts that are being given, because everything that's being given this week is not monetary. Some of it is the wisdom. Some of it is the things that are going to help you to move forward because they're wisdom, because they are truths. Maybe you're understanding how the big picture works now, right? Or maybe you're understanding how those smaller details fit together to make that bigger picture. But there is an energy of you being successful and manifesting and experiencing and bringing forth your dreams. That energy that allows you to transform your entire life, which is, this big house card. That energy that goes along with it is at that 555. And maybe you've been seeing that number a lot. Maybe you've been seeing numbers, period, that represent expansion, whether it's the 3s, whether it's the 5s, whether it is the exchange with the 6s. There's transformation that's coming. Maybe you've been seeing 9s, right? Or 1s, but there is newness. There is some shifting change that is coming into your life. And this isn't something that you can get into the midst of and try to control. Now, you can impact it, right, by the way that you're being and the energy that you're bringing into it. Are you setting your intention? Are you holding the energy of the feeling that you desire? Not so much focused on the literal thing that you want to happen and why you want it to happen and all this, because 9 times out of 10, when we get into that energy, it's going to boil down to you feeling some sense of lack. And so you're wanting this particular thing 9 times out of 10, not every time, but most of the time when we get down to that. So then instead, let's talk about the feeling. What is it that you want to feel? What is it that that feeling means to you? Right? Does it give you a sense of freedom? Does it give you joy? Does it answer that calling for love and nurturing for self? What is it that you're getting from it? Now, when we move into the end of the week, we have the 4 of coins and the garden card, as well as the Black Hermit. And this energy really speaks to you having had sought out that value. You've sought out that financial gain, that material gain. It can speak to having created, having have found that financial stability, having everything necessary to continue to do that, for it to be the word is escaping me right now, for it to be a continued thing. I can't think of the word I want to say right now, but and you haven't had put forth everything that was necessary to get to that point. On the shadow end, it can mean that if you're in somebody else's pockets, if you're minding somebody else's business, if you're trying to figure out what somebody else is doing or what they're not doing, if you're too far into that pot, right, you need to mind your business. On the other end, right? Because all of this energy here is about the self. It is about the evolution of the self. And so if you find yourself here in a space where you are so focused on what someone else has coming in, what someone else is doing or isn't doing, or how they're doing it, or what's happening with them, you're not focused on the person that needs to evolve, that needs to change, that needs all of these shifts that are coming in. Instead, you're focused on someplace else. And so, you could find yourself having a really hard time feeling stuck, experiencing some tower moments that are not desired, right? These shifts that can come in and kind of seem to sweep you off your feet in the worst ways. So allow for yourself to be focused on where your attention needs to be. With the Black Hermit, you're activating both your internal natural gift and skill and the things that you've learned. Think back to the ancestors. You are utilizing some of that wisdom and those things that they've given you, and along with your own natural gifts, to be able to pull in and attract and create what it is that you desire. Okay, and then at the same time, there's also this other energy, and it feels like this energy is going to naturally be flowing, especially as you continue to move forward, focusing on the self, focusing on how the self is moving forward. and what it is that's coming in spiritually from your guide, from your spiritual team. You have the Five of Knives energy as well as the Ace of Baskets energy. These were just some additional cards that came up just to point out once again this energy of renewal that's coming, this newness that's coming. But this in particular looks like this could be renewal from having had experienced some kind of betrayal. So this could be, or betrayal, this could be some kind of lie, this could be some kind of false truth, just something that have the ability to impact you, to take away from you, to harm you in some kind of way. And obviously with it causing harm, with it creating obstacles, it's something that's not, it was not of integrity. But there's this energy of there being renewal. Now, the Justice card did not show up in this particular hand, but the energy is that justice is being dealt, which is why these wrongs, these things that were not right, these things that were not okay are being made right. The Five of Knives can talk about treachery and things like that being exposed. It can talk about having attacks, coming to an end, having those hardships coming to an end, being able to be in a space where you can move forward because the things that were issues before are no longer issues. So, you have this pair with this Ace of Baskets, which says that I'm giving you all, I'm giving you fulfillment, I'm giving you satisfaction, I'm giving you the things that allow you to move forward in a way that you feel ready, you feel fulfilled, you are in this space that is now ready to take on the world because you have all of the renewal inside of you that's necessary. So now, in terms of, I just pulled a couple cards just in terms of the outcome, just the overview or overall outcome for this week. We have the Son of Coins and the Father of Coins. That is, one talks about the timing and the planning, and the other one talks about, hey, time is up. It is now time to move forward. So now is the time. There is something coming in for you this week that you have been preparing for, that you have been waiting for, that you have been putting your energy and your time into. And now is the time for its activation. Now is the time for you to begin utilizing it or experiencing it or receiving it within your actual physical life. But expect there to be shifts and changes that come from this. Expect to be elevated or have the opportunity to be elevated if you're listening and paying attention. Now, remember, if you're on the shadow part of any of these energies, there is a huge energy of there's still change, but it may be change that is undesired. So that could be a more negative tower moment that you may be experiencing in your life. It could be financial loss. It could be financial ruin. It could be your lies. Maybe there was theft. Maybe there was cheating. Maybe there was something, some games played, right, around finances, around money. It could be something related to family wealth. It could be something related to some kind of family legacy or something that was meant to help to build on that, right? So if you're dealing with someone, or if you are that one who has been on the negative side of this, understand that karma misses no one. Karma misses no one. You are going to get what it is that you have been working so hard for, regardless to whether or not you want to see something else in the end, regardless to what anybody else has going on around them. What is for you will be for you this week. So make sure you all are tuning in. Make sure you all are doing the things to ground yourself. And above all, give gratitude. Be in gratitude, because being in that space allows you to be in a receptive energy to receive. So with that, I want to close out this reading. I want to thank you all for being present. I want to thank you all for liking, for subscribing, for leaving your comments, for booking your readings. I want to thank you all for the energy that you give back. And until next time.